Say you'll never stay, you want me still. Say you'll never die, you'll always haunt me. I wanna know I belong to you. Welcome back, everybody, to the show. I am your host, as always, Jay Villain, aka That Villain J. And tonight we have a very special treat for you. Yes, we do. We are running the new Selesnya Ward, the invincible Selesnya right here tonight. Absolutely. This thing is big. The meta right now is heavy on removal. I'm actually making this post leyline ban, so there may be less removal coming up. But this thing just makes it impossible for anybody to kill any of your creatures, which is really, really cool. It's an enchantment deck that is just has so much protection, has so much things, just nobody can kill anything. So the invincible Selesnya right here, a very fun one. I need you to do something for me before we get down to this one, is tenderly press that like button, gently press that subscribe button, because if you don't press that like and subscribe button, guys, I'm going to be honest with you, the like and subscribe is going to rip you apart and maul you. That, of course, is a YouTube werewolf who will attack you for not liking the video and subscribing to the channel today and becoming a villain. Join us on a stream every night at twitch.tv/thatvillainj for our live stream. Goodness, we'd love to have you there live and in person on Twitch and on YouTube. Either place would be 100% fine. You go there, hit that bell, you'd be notified when we go live or when anything pops up. Check out our Discord community for our latest news, information, post your decks, memes, whatever, ask questions. Submit this deck, which is actually, my Discord is where this deck was submitted to. Good friend of the channel, this is Delish. He actually said to us, also known as Mr. C, he said to us, you gotta try the Ward Selesnya, man. So I've taken his version and modified it a little bit to build it into mine. So check out our Discord. And of course, you want a copy of this Selesnya aggro enchantment yourself, go right down there to the AetherHub. The link's gonna be right down there, and you will get a copy yourself to run. So what are we talking about with Selesnya Invincible aggro enchantments? Yeah, it's a mouthful right there. But as you can see, it's very cheap, it's very effective. What our goal is overall is to protect our small cards and overwhelm them by turn 3, turn 4, turn 5. Really, really aggro and trample out here. So first things first, a couple of the early cards we're going to run is the Toadstool Admirer, which has all of a sudden taken prominence. I don't think anyone was playing this until recently. 1 green, 1/1. Why is it so good? It has Ward 2, which basically means if you're on the play, there's no way your opponent can kill this with direct damage or any kind of creature or destruction or anything like that effect until basically turn 3. So you're going to guarantee that you keep your first creature on the board. It also has that great ability later in the game to pay 1 green and 2 to put a 1/1 counter on it. Great when you have extra mana to sink into something. But just that early play, they can't play the cut down, they can't play the burn, they can't get rid of this early guy. It is super useful. And you're going to see that ward on a lot of our creatures, and we're going to combine that with Hexproof. Another creature that we're going to start with is the Optimistic Scavenger, because the other thing that we're going to want to do is play enchantments to charge up and even add more ward and protection and hexproof and all of the important things to what we are doing right here. The Optimistic Scavenger has been a VIP in a lot of decks lately. 1 white, Eerie Human Scout with the Eerie. Whenever an enchantment you control or whenever you unlock a room, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. So the more enchantments you play, the bigger it gets. Very useful. Now let's talk about the enchantments and the other things that we're going to run. Ethereal Armor, 1 white, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets 1/1 for each enchantment you control and has first strike. Amazingly good. I mean, you're talking about turn 1 Toadstool Admirer, turn 2 Optimistic, and then you put down Ethereal Armor on Toadstool Admirer. All of a sudden, you're talking about you've got a 3/3 first strike Ward 2. That is a lot to deal with on turn 2 for your opponent. It can't be killed. It's coming in 3/3 first strike. It is terribly powerful, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger as we go. Shard Mage's Rescue. Now, here are the protection cards that we're going to be running here. We're going to be running Shard Mage's Rescue and Royal Treatment. Both of these are going to generate an enchantment. Both of them work in a very similar way. Shard Mage's Rescue is from Duskmourn right here. 1 white. It is a flash enchantment. It's an aura that attaches to somebody. As long as it entered this turn, exile enchanted creature has hexproof. So immediately, if somebody says, well, I can finally pay the price to kill the ward, right? I can finally pay the price to kill the ward. Guess what? You flash this in and say, well, not only did you pay that extra, you paid 4 mana to kill my toadstool. Well, now it's just hexproof, and it gets +1/+1, and if you have Optimistic Scavenger, it gets an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Same thing with Royal Treatment. It's an instant. Target creature you control gains hexproof until the end of turn at instant speed, and it gets the Royal Roll, which is an aura enchantment, and that means that it now has an additional ward 1 and +1/+1, which will also trigger all of your enchantment effects. It'll add to Ethereal Armor, it'll trigger Optimistic Scavenger, it'll do all of these things combining to just, again, make things invincible. Okay, that's our goal. Let them pay the ward cost, let them throw mana and resources at trying to kill our powerful creatures. They're never, ever going to be able to do it. We will bust through everything and we will withstand everything. So right here, Audacity, great card. Used to see a lot of meta play, kind of fell out of favor, but the fact that this gives you trample, if you have a big creature that you want to push that damage through, 1 green enchantment aura, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2 and has trample. When Audacity is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, draw a card. So you get the bonuses if they do kill whatever Audacity is attached to, or Audacity itself, you get the card draw, but it will again trigger your enchantment, all of your enchantment things like Ethereal Armor and Optimistic, give you +2 and trample, which is extremely powerful stuff right there. That's just the 1-drops, guys. Okay, let's go on to the 2-drops here. We're going to go with Feathers of Flight, a Bloomborough card that I don't think got a lot of play, but now people are seeing the use in it, especially with the enchantments coming up. 1 white and 1 aura enchantment, flash, enchant creature. When Feathers of Flight enters, draw a card. Very useful for us as well. We need to keep the enchantments and the creatures flowing. Enchanted creature has +1 and gains flying. This is extremely useful on the attack. If you go, I'm going to attack and then I'm going to do Feathers of Flying, boom, you swing right over them. Again, you boost damage, you boost ethereal, and you trigger optimistic, draw a card as well. Extremely good combo play right there. And it's an aura, which we will be able to duplicate with Calyx as we get down to it. The removal package, what are we going to be doing? We're going to be doing some exile. Not as much as the previous Selesnya Enchantment, which was basically all exile. I really didn't like the old Selesnya Enchantment. I think I played it maybe 3 years ago, and then it stuck around. It overstayed its welcome. The one from Kamigawa, you know. So we are going to run some enchantment here, which is going to be 2 ossifications. You need a basic land and you ossify somebody, and that is an enchantment aura, which is extremely useful, especially considering that we can duplicate it with Calyx as we need to go. The more impressive one, the one that I am more impressed with and that I like the most out of this is, of course, going to be Sheltered by Ghosts. This card is shaping up to be, as I've said before, if you've seen my other videos, one of the best cards from Duskmourn, bar none. It is incredibly powerful. 1 white and 1 enchant creature you control. When it's Sheltered by Ghosts enters, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until Sheltered by Ghosts leaves the battlefield. +1, ward 2, and lifelink. Your early plays, if you play Toadstool Admirer and followed up by Sheltered by Ghosts, guess what you have right there? You have a ward 4, 2/1 lifelink, and it's basically invincible, and you get to exile one of their permanents while that is on there. Incredible amount of power right there if you're going to be swinging in for a large amount. Just amazing. I can't talk about how good this card is. Yes, it can get removed, it can get destroyed, but with the combination of creatures, generally people don't have enchantment removal, they have creature removal. With the amount of ward that people have and the instant speeds to protect things, it's never going anywhere. It's going to gain you life, it's going to trigger all of our enchantment things, and it's just going to push damage down range and clear anything out of the way that we need gone. Innkeeper's Talent. Yeah, another one that was very meta for a while. Maybe it's fallen a little bit out of favor right here. 1 green and 1. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, put a 1/1 creature counter on target creature you control. So now we're building boost, and we have an enchantment down. Then we pay 1 green, permanents you control with counters on them have ward. So now we're enhancing the ward across the board of everything else that we are doing. which is really, really, really cool to do that right there as well. If one or more counters are put on a permanent or player, that's the level 3 of this class right here. You put double the amount, which is nice, but we really just want the first 2. Those are the critical ones. We're not trying to do any Planeswalker shenanigans, so just 1 green to up that, to keep putting 1/1s, have the enchantment down there, and again, increase the ward amount. We want to have them that they just never have the amount of mana they need to kill our creatures. That's the idea behind ward. So ward basically means, I don't think I explained it, whenever a permanent with ward becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent cast, counter it unless that player pays the ward cost. So that means if they wanted to attack this and it had ward 4, they would need to pay a 4 additional mana. If you're talking about like a go for the throat, they would need to pay 6 mana total to kill your Toadstool Admirer with if you had Sheltered by Ghosts on it. That is just too high of a price to pay sometimes. Tomokul Anogard, he is falling back into favor just because he's powerful as well. 1 green and 1. I don't think that I've ever played this guy, but he's a human soldier with that sweet copper and green armor right there. Ward 2, again, a nice ward 2 early in the game. Second time you drop it, it's a ward 2. I liked on turn 3, if we put like Ethereal Armor and Sheltered by Ghosts, take their removal away, we have 2 enchantments down on the board. He's going to be a 5/3 first strike lifelink on turn 3 with ward 4. That's how you turn a regular soldier creature into a super soldier creature. You give him the Steve Rogers treatment right there. So good stuff right there. Another card that is just super protected. Then the Pièce de Resistance, Calyx Guided by Fate. This is a legendary enchantment creature, a human druid. Extremely good right here. Really, really good. I like the old incarnations of Calyx as well. I'd run him way back in the day. 1 green, 1 white, and 1 2/2 human druid. Constellation. Whenever Calyx guided by Fate or another enchantment enters, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. So you have a lovely synergy of any time that an enchantment even comes in, you get to boost up somebody else. On top of that, you have a great synergy with Innkeeper's Talent, meaning that whoever that you boosted up with a 1/1 counter can now potentially have an additional ward 1, which is extremely cool right there. We like to see that. So he has that lovely enchantment ability. He's a great Selesnya Enchantment kind of captain right there. Then this is what sends it over the edge right here. Whenever Calyx or an enchanted creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may create a token of a copy of a non-legendary enchantment you control. Do this only once each turn. If we successfully hit someone with one of our enchanted creatures, either they have Ethereal, Feathers of Flight, Sheltered by Ghost, Audacity, Shard Mage's Rescue, or Royal Treatment, they have any kind of enchantment on them at all, we get to duplicate an already existing enchantment. Do you know how crazy it is to duplicate a Sheltered by Ghosts every single turn? If you have a flying Toadstool Admirer and you hit, duplicate the Sheltered by Ghost, boom. When we put another enchantment in, somebody gets a +1/+1 counter, and we get to exile and put that ward on somebody else. Do it every single turn. Amazing. Really, really, really powerful stuff right there to be able to duplicate. Duplicate Ossification, duplicate Removal, duplicate Audacity. Anything that you want, duplicate another enchantment, which of course will trigger everything all over again and just be... You'll see the power and speed that you can put off, the damage, and they're just locking somebody out of being able to remove anything or really playing very much at all. 6 plains, 5 forests, 4 brushlands, 2 Hushwood Verges is the new one right there, and 3 Razor Verge Thickets. I don't want to overdo it on the double lands or any of the other kind of lands right there because I do want Ossification to work. But I've never really had too much of a problem with lands. We do have a smattering more white than green, which is why we did that right there. We look at the stats, 20 lands on a 1.6. Do you think you could go lower? You might be able to, but you're also risking it. 15 creatures, not a lot of creatures. We do have to be careful. We don't have that many. If you want to put more in there, you certainly can. You could put a little bit more if you wanted. Maybe even like a that one that buffs up humans or something, but your creatures aren't going to die very frequently, so 15 is going to be okay. 2 instants, 26 enchantments. Ooh, we're really bringing it up with the enchantments right there. We're really bringing up the enchantments. 20 lands, again, 25 white and then 18 green, so a little bit smattering more green than white, a little smattering more white than green. We have our Selesnya backs. Somebody does bring up a good point that, and I did run into this. If they have nowhere to run, you're in bad shape. Nowhere to run is our kryptonite on this one. That will negate all ward and all hexproof. But hey, you know, that's the risk that you take. The best case scenario with nowhere to run is you can hit it again with a Sheltered by Ghosts and get rid of it, and that way that you can keep on doing what you do. If not, I mean, a lot of times you can get out from under it. You can try to out aggro them, and you can try to outplay them. But it is a very, very fun deck. Sideboard, Jump Scare, not a bad idea, because something becomes an enchantment, gets flying, becomes a horror enchantment, it gets +2/+2 and flying. Surge of Salvation is great for your hexproof on black and red. That's your best of 3 guys. You could run that. Another Royal Treatment, a little bit more direct removal if you need it. Destroy Evil or Get Lost. That's a good way to get rid of if you're running into a lot of, like he said, nowhere to run, and you need to break those open. Destroy Evil or Get Lost will crack open will get nowhere to run, so you can go back to warding and hexproofing, and maybe some Botanical Brawlers for the 1/1 counters that you might gain on there. Like I said, the Coppercoat Vanguard is not a bad either in case you want that. I wouldn't be mad at you for doing a Coppercoat. It's not the worst thing. Where is he right there? It's not showing me Coppercoat. Coppercoat Vanguard, yeah, I know people are going to say, how come you don't do Coppercoat? You have a decent amount of humans in there, and they give ward 1/1. Yeah, you could. You certainly could if you wanted more creatures right there. So that is what we're looking like right there on the ward plays. Invincible. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Big shout out to Mr. C for putting together the framework of this one. Let's get into it. We are in Mythic rank. Let's run Mythic rank. This absolutely dominated Mythic rank with like an 84% win rate. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Make sure to like the video. Here we go. This is Mr. Coom Coom. This is your horrible username. All the more reason for YouTube. You got to hit the like on it. Yeah, that's what I thought. I knew you had a different name. This is modified. This is a slightly modified version of yours. I did change it around a little bit. I don't know if you had Innkeeper's Talent. That's probably one of the bigger changes that I did. But we're going to double down on the ward. And it really does help a lot. Green-White Enchantments is super powerful, yeah. It is back in the day. What's your opinion on Golden Sidekick? Have a friend say you should remove it from my deck because it's trash card that's overrated, ain't worth the mana value. It sounds like your friend is an alchemy hater. Okay, it sounds like he is totally drinking just copious amounts of alchemy haterade, and he can't stop, won't stop. That's what it sounds like to me. I think it is a pretty decent card. It's going to set off an already good Bat's life gain and drain. So I don't think that it's... I don't... Let's see this. I don't think it's that bad. If you want to play Alchemy, if you're going to consistently play Alchemy, but it is very good. It does feed in quite well. Gideon is in fact dead. Yes, he is dead. He died for Liliana. I feel like the only thing that this is missing is more life gain. I feel like I really pop off. Well, that's any deck. Yes, I will probably be making a video about this deck. It's going to do very well for itself, so I'm sure. My turn. So let's do this. Yeah, I was working on my own Selesnya, Mr. Coom Coom, and it didn't quite work. And I took some of the ideas that I had. See, he's trying. He's trying his best here. Which one should I use? We'll use this one. Chris Chaos. Check it out now. Chris Chaos, brother, right about now. So he could play removal on somebody, but that's gonna basically burn up his entire budget. You see that? That burns his entire budget up. So now we can put down Gideon. Put that down. Boom. Boom. We'll swing in. We have Shard Mage's Rescue right there. We'll wait on that. Then we can pump. We can do the pump and dump scheme. Okay. Pump for that. Pump for that. Amogus. I don't even remember singing. Do you want to know how instinctively I just sing random shit? I don't even remember singing you a intro song. I just remember, I don't even remember doing it. What was the song that I was singing? Because I don't even remember doing that. There we go. Yeah, this is a lot more fun than the other Selesnya enchantments. It's aggressive. We're trying to hit up the middle. Oh, yeah. Well, I was thinking Funk Show Brother, so now I'm going to rhyme everything with Funk Show Brother. Check it out now. Chris Chaos right about now. Funk Show Brother. You know, my favorite thing to sing to that was Darkstar Augur. Wait, what the fuck is this? Arena Plush Charms from WizKids. Hey, yo, man, what's going on here? I might gotta get this for Snow. She loves plushies. WizKids Gathering Mini. There's a koi. There's not a shark, though. That's the problem. The Fisherman. I might have to get the Fisherman, man. Mabel is cute, too. Let's be honest. That's pretty good. Okay, I didn't see that before. I like mindless consumption. Yeah, if this was anything like the old Selesnya enchantment, I don't think I would have enjoyed it that much. How we doing, right? By the way, Numbskull, how you doing, man? Numbskull, I fell asleep and I didn't get back to you. Yes, we will do the podcast. The question is, what do you want to podcast about? That's going to be the real question we need to ask ourselves. We look inward. Get her the floop. I don't know about the floop. Yeah, I don't know if she likes floop. Ghost him up. Let's ghost him up, boys. Boom. Boom. That's a ward. That's a ward. That's what we call ward 4. Yeah. Ward 4 on that motherfucker right there. Okay. So we got Shard Mage's Rescue. Auto pay that. What's the Tonberry looking thing with the lantern? That's the Fisherman. Yeah. The Fisherman. Ghost. Ooh. He's gonna manifest red. Oh, no. Whatever will a guy like me do? Oh, sorry. It's the pump. Apologies. It's gonna be the pump. You know it's gonna be the pump. Optimistic Scavenger, drop that. 1/1. Push that forward. Boom. Called it pants because Ward can't touch this. Yeah. Yeah, pants. Doom, 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 bam, 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 bam. I don't know why it's called pants. Flood Pit's Drowner. Very cool. I'm sorry, you're actually not allowed to touch my shit. I don't know if you got the idea yet, dude, but you're really not allowed to touch my shit. I don't like it. Alright? It makes me upset when you touch my things. I don't care for it. Okay. Should we do this? Ward 1. This guy's got ward, he's got ward 1. Flood Pit's Drowner. You got ward 1 on him. I'm worried he's gonna pump, because he could potentially do 5, so we'll hold steady. We do need Calyx. Calyx really does make... He's the guy that makes... He makes the dream work. Into the Flood Maw. Boom. Boom. He had to pay 5 to get that done. Which is, you know... Sure is a choice. We'll take it. Now we're talking. Let's see what he's got here. More knockback. 1,000 times more knockback. Yeah, I don't care about taking 4. That's not important. Okay. Boom, boom. Gets the draw. Gets the draw. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go all in. You know what I'll never forget about the words all in? Do you know what I'll never... Okay, so there was a general. I think it was General Petraeus. He was getting a biography done on him while he was commanding the Iraq War, the Afghanistan War, or whatever. And the name of the book that was going to be done by the journalist was All In. And they were also having an affair. They were sleeping with each other. So I found it humorous to no end that he was dating. He was messing around with a woman who was writing a book on him called All In, who he was sleeping with. I feel like there's just a deep level of irony in that. I don't know why. I don't know why that's funny. It shouldn't be as funny as it is, but it's very funny. Because literally the title of the book was General Petraeus, All In. Oh, well, we got that Simic guy right there, huh? Sure showed him. Hey, what's up, Tanuki? Steve Bot, how you doing? Hillbilly Kami. What's up? I really like this deck, by the way. I like the untouchableness of it. This is a great answer to the removal meta where they're trying to kill you. I absolutely did not play through it. I played one game of it, and I drafted not great. And, I mean, if you like drafting, it's a free draft. So, you know, take that as you'd want. I don't know if it's worth the time or the effort. It might be a while before you win anything on that one, so, you know. Go in. Numacola. Numacola, Unstoppable Slasher, very nice. Let's put that down. Draw a card, Hushwood's Verge, Deep Rushlands, this. Let's swing in, boom. He's gonna hit me with that. However, if he's got the demon, he's got the win right there. He's gonna cast Nowhere to Run. Ignores all the ward, all the hexproof, and everything. So that's the perfect answer to our problems right there. Create a hexproof token. So it doesn't have hexproof, can be the target, and ward doesn't trigger. Wow, so that's the perfect answer to what we're doing. We have no basic lands to put ossification on, which is also a problem. So we might get fucked right there. Oof. Oof. He had the perfect answer for us. He's gonna have more removal. Look at that. Oh yeah, and here's me with no fucking basic lands to get rid of the ossification. Yeah, it's a big fucking L right there. It literally set up to fucking stop me. Literally set up to fucking stop me as fast as possible. Amazing. I could negate the cut down by making him not a total of 5 toughness and whatever anymore, but. Yeah, literally fucking locked and loaded to fuck me over that one. He had everything he needed up front, which is wild. Let's go for that. Well, I don't know if I've lost the game with this deck, so. The thing is, I mean, with Midweek Magic, it's a free draft. Go run it. Go fucking run it. See what happens. If you get a really cracked hand, you get a cracked hand, and if it sucks, it sucks. There's no downside to doing the draft part and trying to build a deck. You know, I don't really think that there is going to be any kind of downside to that. Just go for it. It's fucking free, you know. Maybe it'll make you a better drafter. So, yeah. Wow. Okay. Okay, great. No green mana. I fucked with the mana one time, and they said, nah, it's not having it for green anymore. You're gonna get all white. Tale of Tamio. Mill 2 cards. Okay, let's do this. Alright, well there we go. Hey, what's up, Stignox? How you doing? Nukes, did I say hi? Thank you for giving me that old school arcade win notice right there. You win! Dun it. Continue? Please insert coin. Good stuff. I like that. Thank you, Mr. Coom Coom. Bum 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 bum. Keep it going. Yeah, Nowhere to Run honestly is legitimately good. I've been a slow convert to it, but it is very good. I think that it is quite the card. It is quite the card. Or crad, if you will. Quite the crad, perhaps. Perhaps. Okay, let's put down the Toadstool Admirer. VT Vovu, Ward and Hexproof are too annoying not to have. Indeed, yeah, I think that is one of the bigger problems is that... I mean, we've had to double down on it. We've kind of forced in this position. Did you know you can turn the TVs on and off? Pretty cool. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna boom. Okay, so Ethereal Armor Audacity. That's not going to work. You can click on the eyeballs, yeah. You can click on so many different things. They knocked that out of the park with this playmat, by the way. Does that. Boom. Yeah, he figured something out there. That's not gonna help, but he did figure one thing out. I don't know why. Doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. On you. I don't really need more than one. Let's do Ethereal Armor on there. Boom, boom. Bango. Royal Treatment, I think, is going to be the one. That's got a 3-piece suit, yeah. Honestly, I'm so off on Magic the Gathering slang. I don't know. Maybe I don't play with enough people. Oh, Sunfall. He's just going to Sunfall his way out of this mess. I get to draw a card. Let's put down Toadstool Admirer. You're gonna have to Sunfall this one. Overlord of the Hauntwoods. Say you'll haunt me. Say you'll never stay, you want me still. Say you'll never die, you'll always haunt me. I wanna know I belong to you. Say you'll haunt me. Say you'll never stay, you want me still. Say you'll never die, you'll always haunt me. I wanna know I belong to you. VT Voltaire, how you doing? I got him. You passed? Oh, wow, great. I'm glad you passed the stone. I gotta make my mono red stone deck for you, MTG Hillbilly. Thunder Lasso. Thunder Lasso. Only cookies I know are the food. I mean, it's a ban enough to be effective. Yeah, it's enough of a ban to be useful. For sure. I also see VTuber Aurora here, lurking like a stalking butler. Something but the past is done. Mother Mary, won't you whisper? Something but the past is done. Overlord of the Bale Mercs. Like that. 4. He's got the Viper. Sellsword ban, you know, I guess they really didn't want to do that. They were kind of against the Sellsword ban. Face down card, very nice. Razor Verge Thicket. Hit, pop. Say you wanna stay, you want me still. Say you'll never die, you'll always haunt me. I wanna know I belong to you. Say you'll haunt me. Boogeyman, 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 boogeyman. Sellsword is absolutely a problem. Yeah, you can win on turn 3 with Sellsword. This problem hasn't really gone away too much, but it's gone away enough that it's less of an issue now, I think. The turn 2 was really the main thrust of the problem, I suppose, is what you could say. That was the core issue, was the fact that they could go, you could go, and then next turn they won if you didn't have the card. That was a big issue. That was gonna be a problem. Mulligan. Actually, I only need 2 mana, so we'll do that. I'm still standing. Talk about a new design. Get rid of Ethereal Armor, either one. Yeah, he's gonna do that one. Tokumatsu, Sinclair right there. Boom. I think we'll have to do Tomoko Onogard. He may have the instant, the flash removal, but we'll see. Ooh, taking away another card from me. Oh, and not refreshing it with anything. That's good. Boom. 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 There we go. YouTube, please don't forget to like YouTube. I really need you to do that for me. Yeah, turn 3, you at least have one more draw and one more chance to get rid of it. And the turn 3 also, it really helped. You know, it really, really helped when you were gonna go in. It helped a lot to, I think Burn Together, I mean, at that point, we're kind of just restricting everything, aren't we? Like, also, should we get rid of the Should we get rid of the mouse and maybe get rid of the scamp too? I mean, there's a lot of problems. There's a lot of problematic cards. Wow, really fucking me over here, aren't you guys? Oh, it's good game? Okay, he said it's good game. He said it's over. It's Jover. He said you can't even stop what's coming right here. He's got the demon. Board 2, boom, Old Stuhlmeyer, boom. He said it's Jover, it's GG, you're done, don't even try, give up. You gonna play another one, Ward 2, boom. It's gonna hit me with Unstoppable Slasher. Sheltered by Ghost with no target to hit on. Boom, that's gonna be that for me right there. Yeah, duress, discard, removal is gonna be tough to get through. I think this should just be go and make Burn Together cost 1 more colorless. Yeah, 1 more would help Burn Together. That slows them down a little bit. I wasn't saying that, Trax. The question is where do we draw? The question is, again, it's more of a dialogue. Where do we draw the line about where it is? Leyline was obviously one of the biggest problems. I mean, personally, I still think that Sunfall should be banned, and if we're talking about alchemy rebalances, I think that Sunfall should probably cost 7. Realistically, in a fair, just society, Sunfall costs 6 or 7. And what I was thinking about today is what Sunfall should cost is you should get the Incubate token. Your opponent should get the Incubate token, not you. I think more than anything, that would be the most creative way of doing things, is if your opponent got your Incubate token. Wouldn't that be interesting? So now you're giving me an upside. If you wipe a big board, I get a card that can go 7, that can become a 5/5. You know, so now we're making things silly. You know, and I love when things are silly. The alchemy errata of Leyline will probably be, it will probably be that you need to pay for each one, or it doesn't start in your hand. That would almost be fun, almost like a set. Yeah, the Settle the Wreckage effect. Yeah. So there's no downside to there's literally no downside to whatchamacallit. Do you know what I mean? There is absolutely no problem with it at all. You gain all the rewards, you gain none of the negatives. If there is some sort of downside, something, anything at all to downside yourself, then maybe people will be more hesitant to play it. You know, it has to be something though. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to give me something there, Chief. You know, that's the biggest issue. Yeah, Fateful Absence. Even look at something like Get Lost. You know, it can destroy an enchantment. It can destroy a planeswalker or a creature. But you get 2 map tokens. 2 map tokens is not insignificant. 2 map tokens is potentially 2 lands, 2 cards off the top, 2 1/1 counters. There's an upside to it. There's always a balance on cards like that. Hey, what's up, Digo Glizziel? This is Selesnya. This is Selesnya Enchantments, is what it is. Selesnyano Enchantos. Tokumatsu. Why would I use 2 of that? I will use 1 plains. Put down. I'll use 1 of those. Okay. Pay ward X ever. Boom. Okay. Ooh, entity tracker. Very nice. Still now I have 2 royal treatments, so I'm basically invincible. There's nothing he can do to me. I'm gonna wipe the floor with him. Yeah, so I have a lot of different ways. That I think in my head. I should make like a 10-minute short little video about the problem with Sunfall and my ideas to fix it. But it's literally a card with no downside. They're thinking that the downside is, well, you're going to lose your cards too. You would exile your cards off the board as well, and you don't want that. You want to keep your cards on the board. And nobody wants that. If you're playing Sunfall, you don't give a shit. It's completely inconsequential for you to get rid of your own cards. It doesn't matter. Let's do that. Feathers of Flight, very nice. Boom, he's gonna play for the interception here. Who's he gonna block? I got solutions for you though, man. I ain't going in fucking unguarded. I ain't going in unguarded. Alright, still got a royal treatment left over for my dude here. Problem with Sunfall and Farewell is standard, they have a bunch of indestructible creatures to deal with. Yeah, exiling is also the issue. Death triggers would go off. Again, Kami, that's true. Hi, Kami, by the way. I don't know if I said individually said hi to you, Kami. Death triggers would go off. You would be able to resurrect some things. But a full exile for 5 with no downside is just, to me, it's one of the most unbalanced cards out there right now. It's steady. One of the most unbalanced cards we have currently. Just raw technical unbalancedness. It's that one. They can change it to destroy. That would help. I also just think it needs something. I don't know who decided that a 5-drop exile with no downside and putting a creature, giving you a free creature, like they were just like, yeah, run it, fucking, I don't care. You know, who gives a shit? I don't even think I'm very mixed on. I'll be honest. Meat Hook. They should have done one or the other. Here's the thing: if they did Meat Hook and they did Despair, those were Black's 2 best tools. You know, whatchamacallit can tell you all about this. Those were its best tools. You know, some of its best tools to deal with the current meta. And they took 2 of its strongest cards out of the game. I think they should have done one or the other. I don't think that they should have given them both there. I think that was too much. Boom. Ethereal armor. He's out of there. We were eating good though. Listen, Despair and Meat Hook, we were fucking gaining and draining like you wouldn't fucking believe. The game is so fast now, I feel like they'd be less effective as 5-drops. Like, Meat Hook was at the very least a 3-drop to be effective. Kiki Jiki needed to go. Bank Buster was in every fucking deck ever. Omnath was obviously busted. I feel like it's hard for me to say because I'm right on the edge with... The thing is, I'm biased towards those cards. Meathook was so fucking good. Despair, I feel like, was expensive enough to not be a problem. I don't know, a 5-drop that just makes you sacrifice 3 things. I feel like that one was... I was more surprised by that one than Meathook. You could fuck people up with Meathook, man. You could really fuck them up with Meathook. Despair, less so. I guess it was a matter of spamming. Good night. You're leaving, Mr. Coom Coom? You should try the Rihanni deck I posted when you get the chance. You're going to bed. Oh, well, thank you for coming, Mr. Coom Coom. I expect to see your comments on the video tomorrow, man. It should be front and center. Oh, yeah. Tag me again in the in the one you put down. In the one you put down, I'll take a look at it. Took them all honor guard. Boom, boom. Okay, let's. Actually, we're gonna do this. Number 2, break the end. Okay. Invoke Despair, earn the ban. It was a brainless card. Either sacrifice, you draw 3 and they lose 6. Way too powerful. Yeah, I guess. My mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me yeah. That's the issue. Where did Crad come from? It came from, I think it came from, was it you, Chris Chaos, who said Crad? Somebody wrote Crad in the chat instead of card, and everyone basically thought it was funny. That's the long and short of it. That is basically why it exists. Is somebody once wrote Crad instead of, yeah, there's some really good Crads coming up, and everybody thought that was really funny. That's literally it. Why does white have more born wipes? I have a bigger riddle for you, Steve Bot. I have a bigger riddle for you. Why does white have better reanimators than black? Why does white better at necromancy than black right currently? White has better everything. Yeah, white is powerful as shit right now. If no enchantments are drawn from that hand, it could be awful. Well, that's the thing, Deagle Glizzle, is that I always try to make sure enchantments are drawn. That's the good news. Ops goes first, and I have that many. Ben Enwa. That is a Morrowind slur right there. Always has been. Yeah, astronaut meme. Always has been. We're going to put down Tokumatsu Honor Guard. I think we'll shelter by ghosts. If I get a green mana here, that would be ideal. I don't think I will. There's the Chompin' Shark. Chompin' Shark. We chomp and chomp. And stomp and stomp. Draw a card, discard a card. Boom. You're going away, buddy. Go to the boo-boo hole. I'm still standing, talking about a new desire. A white mana, not great, but it'll still get over the hump there. If he gets a blue mana, he can play the knockback, which is gonna be bad. No, he can't play the knockback yet. This is standard, yeah. This is in fact standard. Standardo. I'm really going to need to hold that royal treatment. Because I know he wants to hit my card real bad. And he's getting up to it right now. He's going to put down the mana to almost be able to do it. So much ward, I really hate removal. Yeah, I don't care for removal. Well, it's everywhere. That's kind of the underlying issue, am I right? Let's do that. Boom, big hit right there. Big stretch. A lot of energy, a lot of focus. Good stuff. I'm still standing. Talk about the new, the crads. What's up, Dazza? How you doing, Dazza? Dazza von Jazza? Into the Flood Maul. Ward. And of course we're gonna do that. We'll auto-pay that. There you go. It's the name of the game right now. Removal is the name of the game. They're killing me out here, man. I'm fighting for my life out here, bro. Alright, guys. I think we're going to leave it right there for tonight. I think I've proven my point. I'll leave that right there. Selesnya Enchantments used to be big, is back. Don't call it a comeback. Maybe it's never left here. Calyx and all of the ward makes it impossible to kill anything. Good stuff overall, man. I mean, aggressive, just completely denies people the tools of removal and just gets OP quick steamrolling. Great stuff. I really enjoyed this. I like it way more than the other one that was all exiles. Remember we had that Selesnya Enchantments way back? It was all exiles. This is way better. This is a lot more aggressive and fun. So I'm going to leave this one right here for tonight. I've been Jay Villain. You've been great. Thank you so much for coming. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.